create brisket. And this baby is a 5-pounder, bought at a local farmer here in Virginia. So I already dry patted, and a lot of people prefer to smoke their brisket. But sometimes you're in a situation, it's winter, like now, and you want to cook it in the oven, right? So if you're going to cook in the oven, you have to apply slightly different technique. And the first thing I'm going to do is 24 hours or before or earlier, I'm going to dry rub this baby. And look at this thing, 5-pounder, huh? It's going to be a few hours when I cook it tomorrow. So it has some fat here. So I'm going to kind of run some lines in the fat. I'm not even going to clean it out or anything. I'm just going to sharp knife, because I want this fat to be able to get what I need as ingredient going through, right? Let me go this other angle. Woohoo! See how easy? I'm not even going to go fancy or anything like that. Oh my goodness. Okay? See? Now what I'm going to do now is get my hands dirty. And I'm going to touch this because I'm going to use all this salt. Use sea salt for this dry rub. You don't going to need a lot of ingredients. And this is one that I ordered from Iceland. It's a birch smoke salt. You can use any type of sea salt, but go coarse, okay? You can also use some of the Arctic thyme salt, or you can use any regular salt. But in addition to that, I'm going to also have some garlic powder. And you know what? Why not? I'm going to use some smoked paprika too. So let me start with the salt. And actually, let me start on the side here. I'm going to go generous. And you know what? Why not, right? Very generous. And you're going to do not just this in here, you're going to do it on the side too, and in the fat side. Now that I did the salt, let me go with some garlic powder. Sides too, make sure you do it on the sides too. Generous, huh? Now what the salt does, the salt already put, it's going to absorb the water first, and then it's going to reverse that process into creating water. That takes about maybe 15-20 minutes. When you do it overnight, that process is reversed, making this juicer, because this is you have to cook at this, when you cook it, you have to cook it slowly, because it can dry out and then you got a mess, huh? It's paprika. Right over here. Dry rub this baby, huh? Little personal touch. I have some dry oregano for aromatics. Aromatics. I'm going to squash this baby in my finger, in my hand. I'm going to vaporize. Not vaporize it, but you know what I mean. Powderize it. Powderize it is the word. Powder, yeah. See? It's dry, but at the same time, it's going to bring those aromatics. And you don't have to go crazy with it, okay? Just a nice touch. I like to cook with the senses. I like the issue of smell. Do it to the side. You know what I mean, huh? You know what I mean. Look at how dry this is. Look at how dry. Dry rub, huh? And now this baby go to the refrigerator over 24 hours, you know. So I had this brisket overnight, got it out of the refrigerator. Make sure it's out for about 30 to 45 minutes, room temperature. So what you're going to do, you're going to put a little bit of salt around. Fine salt, fine, you know, not the coarse one. And you're going to put some pepper, okay? So put a tiny bit of water, not a lot, a little water. And now I'm going to put some liquid smoke. Optional. So I'm going to put this here. And I'm going to transfer the brisket to here, but I want to wrap it, okay? I want to wrap it. And while I do this, one thing I'm making sure is I'm preheating the oven. You have to make sure the oven is preheated somewhere between 250 to maybe 300. Some people like to do this for 250 degrees. I'm going to go 280. Okay? Make sure the fat is up. Make sure the fat is up, okay? You want to make sure that you get a thermometer. It's very important. So, first I'm going to set the temperature to reach 145 internal. For this to be cooked, it has to be somewhere between maybe 180 to 190, no more than 200 internal. But I wanted to set it to 145 because once it reached 145, I had to go to the next step, which is uncovering things, you know. So very important to have this. This is going to go to the oven, 280 degrees Fahrenheit for the oven temperature. And I want this to reach 145. It's going to take me a few hours, by the way. So as that continue going, what I'm going to do, I'm going to use some Worcestershire sauce. I cannot pronounce a word, but this is one of the best ones actually. And I like the smell and the taste it's going to give. It's going to keep things moist when uncover and I start basking this stuff on top of the brisket, which I'm going to start doing when it reaches 145 degrees Fahrenheit. You can use another options. You can use apple cider vinegar if you want to, or a combination of that with some soy sauce, which is pretty much something similar to this. So here we have it. Took about 2 hours and 40 minutes to reach this level. Because I want to keep it moist and nice. You know what I mean? And I think I'm going to be doing this every 30 to 40 minutes to keep this baby moist. Every 30 to 40 minutes. So let's put it back in. I'm going to set it up now, the alarm, for an internal temperature 180, 181. I don't want this to cook internally more than 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm keeping it 180 because when you put it to rest, you know, it might go to 190 or whatever. That's a perfect temperature too. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to increase this to 300. What do you think? 300 degrees. So I have my cutting board ready. I got this actually made for me. I should put a link in the description of who made it for me. See these blood channels. So my stuff is almost ready. I'm going to put some aluminum foil here and get that stuff ready. It's been exactly 4 hours and 15 minutes. So I'm going to get it out because I don't want to take it all the way to 190. And I'm going to put it to rest for about maybe 10, 15 minutes. Look at this beauty. So if I wanted to take it to 190, would that be about 5 hours for 5 pounds? So this is pretty good. Going to cover it, aluminum foil, going to let it rest. Look at this beauty.